Dude, we're live.
We're live.
We're live. Hey, everyone. DL here.
Including
I'm basically on the porch. You notice that?
Right,
You
right.
kind of put me right outside.
All right. Well, you know, I mean, you should have been nicer earlier, but whatever.
Oh, then never mind. I'll just sit outside.
So, everyone, we got me, DL, you know, your lovable host. And then you've got Eric Parker here. He's running for District 2 City Council out of Jacksonville. And then we got the one, the only, Jerry Rorabaugh, who is running not only for at-large 5 City Council in Jacksonville. He's also the Lieutenant Governor.
You forgot the city we're in.
well, right now,
It's in Jacksonville.
And it's early still. It's only 10:15. So
Okay.
So we're on vacation, and so you know what I mean. Like, just you know, you need more time to get going.
Tubbs running for. He's building the ticket for Lieutenant Governor of the state of Florida.
Florida, the whole
But
state.
we're all from Jacksonville.
all of us.
Duval.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay,
let's
we
not do
are. We are. Okay.
So here we are. We're having a live stream. What we're going to do is we're just going to kind of chit chat real quick. You know, amongst ourselves, talk about you know, our thoughts on LibertyCon so far. We are down here in the city of Miami, and we are enjoying LibertyCon. It is a Liberty festival. Not a festival. It's a Liberty convention, and they have a bunch of speakers and a bunch of vendors,
stuff like that.
Yeah, they have a bunch of vendors, a bunch of carnies, and so
Candied apples and
So-
kids running around with face paint.
yeah. So let's see here. Let's take off this brand, this name. Man, we don't need just the name. Like it's not even on the right person. Like what the heck?
Yeah.
So, but at any rate, so we're down here in Miami, and we're just checking it out. Sorry about the video quality. I had some snafus with some equipment, so you know, so it's kind of hard to see our faces. But I promise, this is
It's
really
us.
us.
It's really us.
Yeah, this is not like AI
Okay.
or anything, right? Although it looks like about the quality of it. No, it's
Deep fake.
So
Deep fake.
am I able to go and just watch it? So like I can just start watching.
I mean, you could
Oh,
watch it,
wow.
do like the
My
whole
own.
feedback thing. We're just gonna watch
Are you gonna
ourselves.
comment?
That's gonna kind of weird.
So, yeah, LibertyCon. Downtown Miami is pretty cool, by the way. Driving in, there's like a highway. It goes right through, like in between skyscrapers, real close. I thought that was pretty cool driving in yesterday.
Right.
Really cool.
Now I'll tell you this: like the downtown portion of it is pretty neat, but driving is absolutely horrible down. Like I don't suggest anybody drive in downtown Miami, but the build-up and what they did, what we started talking about last night, was the model that they have and what they're going on would be great for Jacksonville. But we do understand it took them decades
Right.
to get to where they are.
So are you saying that you're going to be a career politician?
Yeah,
to
I
make
mean,
that happen?
I'm not
What
old.
it's gonna
I'm
take.
too old to be in there for decades.
Have you seen some?
And we die young in my family.
Have
So
you,
I'm,
have you seen our president?
yeah, okay,
Just
but
saying, you got-
hold on,
you got
that's
ways to
exactly
go.
what
Is that
it is.
what we want in
That is
city
a-
council?
That is a perfect example of I'm too old to
Like-
be running.
He's like 900 years old. You got a ways to go.
Yeah, but he's not doing good. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
They
what I'm
were
saying. He's not a
done
good
good things.
example. He's old and there, but he's not doing
But he's still
anything.
doing stuff, and he's still.
What is he doing?
He's
Eating ice cream and falling
he's building
upstairs.
back. He's building back America.
Yeah.
I'm not
Have
ready
you seen
to-
the number of things that
I
this
don't-
was built back better?
I don't know what he's building it back from exactly, but he is building it back.
No,
Right.
building
We-
it back to is the concern.
We will be building it back from nuclear fallout.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well, ha ha ha.
Thanks
yeah.
to.
Well, there goes,
So, hang on.
there goes the humor of the conversation.
So- But with that real quick, because I know it's not what we're supposed to be talking about. Where's the safe spot in America to go to if there is a nuclear war?
DC. I mean, do you think they're all they haven't figured out some way to keep DC safe? That's for all the
No,
politicians
they
go.
found some way to
Well,
keep
they have-
537 safe.
Yeah,
Is what
they have
got.
their bunkers.
And we are not part of 537.
Okay.
So is there a safe spot in the country? Remember, back in the day, that used to be a question we would really talk
Right.
about. But it was like, oh, it was
Under your
crazy.
desk.
What's that?
Under your desk.
Oh, that should all the nuclear
Yeah,
policy. You should be fine. So
Make sure your butt is out, facing out. You
So
know, down in
basically,
the
what
corner.
you're saying is, Tom, I'm not going to answer this question.
I don't know how to answer the question.
You could have
Other
said
than
that.
make humor.
You could have said, hide under your desk with your butt out.
Well, like, see, here's the thing. You know, I'm the show host, and I have to have an answer because I'm
Fine.
a little
Be
hard.
the show host. Be the show host.
Get to work.
Just do what you're supposed to be doing then.
Right.
Exactly.
So, what Tubbs saying is he hopes not to be on city council until he's as bad as our current city.
Oh, dementia schmentia.
But now I'm trying to figure out like the way you said it was, he's going to be bad from the start. He's not going to be as bad.
I don't
That's
think
kind of how that came across.
No, I don't
was
think that
he's
at all.
Still, he's not as bad as
He'll be better than the current
president.
19 seats on city council, right?
One seat will be better than the current 19. That's my
How
opinion.
about the other two?
Well, the
No,
other
I'm
two,
just saying,
I was talking
any-
about you.
okay, any-
specifically.
Anyone,
okay.
yeah. Well, he was talking about you. So
Okay.
that's why I was going.
We'll have 3 out of the 19,
Right.
and we'll be the consistent 3 no votes.
Do you,
That's out of control.
that's the beauty of it. Do you know the 319 that they won't have to deal with us.
Right.
They won't have a choice. You can't work around that.
Right.
You know, they have to address it.
And whenever we submit a bill that's like, cut taxes or lower the millage rate, and then you get a bunch of Republicans vote no.
You'd be like, oh, you're against this.
What? You're against this? You're
Right.
You're against
Right.
it?
Right.
Because right
Call
now nobody calls that out. The other side's not going to complain about that.
Right.
So now you'll have somebody sitting here and says, wait a minute, I think you're both wrong.
Yep.
I think you have this going on. Okay, DL, your show. Sorry. Dude.
Yeah.
No, you're good. We got a question here.
Oh,
Did Tub and DL put their sticker on the board? I'm not sure what that means.
So I posted a picture on my page. As y'all see, they had a big board with
like
color
paleo libertarian and libertarian and anarchist and minarchist.
wait a minute, you can put a sticker on it?
yeah. There's
you
a little.
see
That's where
stickers.
those dots were. People saying where they aligned. I put one
You
on
put it
the
on the
libertarian.
paleo libertarian.
I put libertarian. Come
Hold
on.
on.
Oh,
Where did you
and
put it?
D, I think that answers your question if you're watching. I think the one that I was kind of standing in front of and it was blocking, it said, like, it was like Aryan. Like, well, what is that one? I think it was paleo libertarian.
Oh, okay.
You also couldn't see minarchist and was there
okay.
a constitutionalist? on
No, I
there?
don't think so.
All right, hang on. So I need to go find this board.
Yeah,
Well, for
you'll
another,
see.
for
I know
another
where it
reason, I
is.
got to talk about. So something I actually want to talk about. Something specific to what we're supposed to be
Okay.
talking about. I got something. We'll get there.
All right.
Okay. So on the board, you put a sticker.
Yeah, it's just a little round dot. You pick.
Oh,
color,
I thought
and
you
then
like you
just
can
stick it.
put your sticker.
You
on
could.
there.
No.
That would
Like,
be.
I mean,
because I have a tough protect.
You should do that. Just do that.
Right there. Okay,
Yes.
I will do. Okay, it's happening. I'm
Jesus just told me to tell you.
Jesus.
Whoa, I don't know if it
Let's
works.
be
that
pretty
way.
clear.
It might work that
I'm
way.
not sure Jesus is choosing you.
Of all people.
I just want to say, God works in mysterious ways.
And if he spoke
Yes.
to you,
And
it's about as
that would be
mysterious as it gets.
mysterious, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it very much so. All right, so not that. So that's what she's referring to.
Yeah, that's what D is referring to, or that libertarian lady is referring to.
yeah, don't,
Okay.
You just outed somebody. You just
Yeah, I know.
seriously-
Dead name.
Don't get me in trouble.
Oh.
Oh Lord.
Is hashtag dead name the thing?
Let's not.
Is it about to be?
So we have another comment. Talk about Justin Amash.
Oh,
He's
He's not here, is he?
he spoke yesterday. I think
Okay.
he'll
I
be
missed it.
on something again today.
Okay.
I don't know. So I like Justin Amash a lot. Back in my former Republican days, he was one of the 3 guys, 2020 and before. It was one of the 3 guys that used to be in Congress and or the Senate that I like from the
Right.
Republican Party. You had Justin Amash, Thomas Massey, Rand Paul. They all kind of came in during the Tea Party era, but they were the only things close to libertarian. And, I think Justin Amash considers himself
I think
classically liberal, but
he's always identified as a libertarian, at least philosophically. Because if you go back and you watch some of his old town halls, he tells people he's like, I'm a libertarian of the Hayek version or variant. So he's been very clear over time. He just happens to be a Republican politically.
was
And-
Republican.
Right, he was. And then at some point, I believe he was like, look, the Republican Party is no longer a vehicle for which I can be in. So therefore, he left and he went to independent, I think. And then he decided to jump onto the Libertarian Party formally now.
Yes.
So now he's libertarian philosophically. Now he's joined the Libertarian Party vehicle.
I think he officially joined the Libertarian Party just before getting out of Congress as kind of like oh, look, we had a Libertarian in Congress, but it was for 2 or 3 months. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then he...
It was nice to see that one little yellow dot, though.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's usually you can't really call it a complaint, but I'll call it a complaint.
Well, that's what you're getting.
That's like my one complaint against Justin Amash is just that. The only thing, I got nothing against him or anything he has, but there is a difference in running libertarian and running Republican
Right.
with libertarian beliefs
Right.
or leanings.
Well,
Yeah.
here's what I look at. I get that, and I totally agree. I think
Let's
though
stop
that-
talking. See, why did you say I get that? I totally agree, and then stop talking. But there's a but.
I never stop talking.
I know. Go ahead.
Here's the cool part, though. I think that was something that libertarians should have looked at and got excited about, and be like, dude, that's why, like, been excited to see the little yellow dot when you go to like Wikipedia, right? You see the little yellow dot there, and then be like, I want more of that. How do we figure out how to get more of that?
But that leads into the issue
To
because
what you're talking about.
Yes.
Like, now let's get somebody actually
Well,
running
what we
in
got to
there.
be doing is that we realize it's so much harder to run as a libertarian.
Right.
What
And so
it is.
they don't.
What I think he should have done
But that
is,
excitement should get us to want to figure out how to make it happen.
I think he
more.
should have ran for re-election as a libertarian, and
Exactly.
it would have carried
And he
more
lost.
weight.
Like,
And
yes.
he would have lost.
Yep.
But he would have done it,
Right.
and because his constituents. I don't know if you've ever looked up his voting record, and it was in I think on Twitter yesterday, how he outperformed Trump in the same elections when he was
Right.
running for re-election. His numbers were better in his district than the Republican candidate for president because he pulled from both sides of the aisle. That's
Right.
what a libertarian
That's what
person
independents
is.
do.
You know what I mean?
I like.
So his
I don't
numbers
always
were
agree
higher.
with him.
Yeah.
But here's what I really like about him. Right now, the party is kind of in this turmoil. It's not really in turmoil. Like the caucus that I don't know if we're allowed to talk about them, but they took over, and there's a lot of anger at them from the other side. People that lost, that didn't win, and I like how Justin Amash comes on. He's like, look, I have some disagreements, but these aren't bad people, right? And he's very rational, very level-headed. So even though I may disagree with him, he doesn't come out trying to swing at his own people. He's just like, look,
But doesn't
this
he
is
have
wrong.
a
I disagree with this, but I'm not gonna exaggerate how wrong these people are. I'm just gonna only what needs to be said.
Doesn't he have a history though of coming out and just poking the bear basically wherever he speaks at? Which, and I'll be honest with you, I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's
I
entertaining.
because
I enjoy it.
it's easy to go into a place and take the low-hanging fruit and just say all the right words where they go, oh, this is great.
Right.
Instead, he kind of comes in and
A little bit,
pokes a little bit, kind of like,
but
oh, hey,
not in,
but what about this?
Not an. I don't think it's an
Antagonist, no.
Like his speech at Reno,
Okay.
right? Like he read a whole bunch of quotes from Mises
I love that.
that were somewhat controversial, or at least controversial sounding alone. I don't know the context of any of those quotes. And people kind of were like, they weren't booing him, but they were booing some of the comments. Some of the quotes. And, but then he wrapped it up and he was like, yeah, like some of you, I have problems with some of these quotes. And then he goes in to talk about his real message. He's like, look, basically, we need to stop fighting each other so hard. We need to start having a little bit of grace with each other. And I thought that was a great message. So I do like Justin Amash.
So, yes, all right, so were you supposed to be talking about Justin Amash?
Well, we were asked to.
Or Justin Amash.
Or we were told
But
to.
no,
We were
but
yelled at.
Listen, what
Talk
I'm
about
saying
Justin.
though, were you supposed to talk about Justin Amash as a whole or Justin Amash down here?
So I just think about
Because,
as a
hold on, he
whole.
labeled
and
this
here.
as we're doing this as a LibertyCon.
right.
Yeah,
So
about
I'm
yesterday's
asking you
giving.
then.
Well, I think that talking about him as a whole. Now we can talk about. So yesterday his
Okay.
presentation was on
We can't see.
Yeah, I was looking at
who broke Congress, and I've heard him do that before on the Free Thoughts podcast, and it's really good. Now you can go back and rewatch his speech yesterday. But that was what he spoke about yesterday. I don't know if he's
Because
on
you
the
did fuss about us
agenda.
because we were leaving to go
Well,
to the
you
other
know,
day, and you're
just
like,
do it
"Oh,
fine.
that's
Just
just
fine."
fine."
I fanboyed for Justin, even though, but the reason why it wasn't a big deal is because I've heard that before.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I was like, I've heard.
But he was a little. We had to console him a little bit because he was going to.
I almost
we were
broke
leaving
down.
to go to the other event,
Oh.
and he was like, "Oh, but he took it like a big boy. He
A
was
big
fine.
boy, and I
He
just-
did
I just
he
took-
is a big boy.
He did good.
Hey,
He did good.
um,
He did good, buddy.
I'm looking to see if he's on again, and I don't think he is. But
I don't
Also,
think
you
so.
missed your only chance.
well, it's no
Oh,
big
wow.
deal. He might be hanging
Okay,
around today.
but
All
can
right,
we
so
agree
now
that he's not overly accessible in these events?
Not always.
No, like some of these people who speak, they're there, and they're kind of walking around and they're available.
I mean, some people aren't accessible anyway because there's always a crowd around them. Like
But to me, that is accessible because
I
they're,
mean, yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
it's just I'm just saying it's an elbow fight, right?
Yeah, shove your way through. So I
Little
think
guys
that-
like me.
some people make themselves accessible, and no one wants to even talk to them.
Yeah, I think we talked
don't
about
do
that.
that. No, don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
we say no names, but that, we
Be
did
nice.
talk about that
Be
last
nice.
night.
Be nice.
That
So-
they walk around and nobody wants to talk.
Where's my son to come and tell us to be nice?
Be nice.
Be nice.
So are y'all? What y'all think of the event yesterday? Like,
I think they have.
are we allowed to critique it?
I
Are
would
they
do
gonna
whatever we
kick us
want.
out
You know,
when we get to the door?
I'm Liberty Dad. I do what I want. So I think so. My
What?
Oh, let's be fair. I'm Liberty. I do what I want. on this podcast. Like, you need to elaborate with some disclaimers, kind of clear that up a little bit. I'll do what I want on this podcast.
So the I think the setup everywhere is nice. They have great vendor setup. They had a great audio and video setup, so it looked nice in there, very professional looking. They had, a decent stage. The selection of guests, the speakers, I'm not familiar with a lot of them, so I don't think that means a lot. I don't know that you can go by, are you familiar with them, DL? Are you big fans of them necessarily? Some of the names I do know. Some of the names I know and I'm not particularly excited about, but I think I think overall the event is nice. It does seem to be a different vibe than other events that I've been to, mostly conventions. So I know one dude came up and he was talking to myself and Jack Lloyd, and he was like, he just came up and introduced himself and was talking, and we're like, hi. He's like, yeah, I'm a Republican, and then it did feel like the moment that Jack and I were like, yeah, we're libertarians, he found it a quick exit.
Okay, bye.
He's like, all right, well,
we go, okay, bye. And that's kind of,
I don't know if
okay,
that was,
bye.
maybe I just thought that, I don't really know, but that's what it felt like. So,
all right, so let me ask a technical question, a Facebook question, okay, for whoever's over. Can I go to my page and share this as this is going? Can that be done?
Yeah, you can just
Excuse
go
me,
to, like,
how do we make that happen?
you can go to Liberty Dad.
Okay, never mind.
You go to Liberty Dad, my Facebook
But that will show on
and
my
it'll show the
page.
screen
Watching
and
it
you
now.
share it.
See this? Are you watching it live? Click there.
I am.
Oh, there we are. We can hear ourselves, and then
Okay.
hit the share button.
Oh, so
Share, and then you're gonna write a post, copy link.
I can do like live now.
Write post.
I do like an intermission while these guys are over here like playing with their phones.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'm
So-
typing in the words. I'm teaching
So
to.
we're doing a
Internet.
podcast on what it looks like to show people how to use a cell phone in 2022.
Okay, all right, so
Boom. I just shared it and I said I'm teaching
I
something.
think mine is being taken care of by my
Right.
staff, meaning my wife decided to help
Oh
me a
man, you
little
got
bit.
staff?
There you go.
How does that happen?
Whoa.
It sounded so much cooler. You could be like, see, well, I think I got my staff taking care of that. And all that really means is my wife is trying to fix it for me.
I'm not staff.
Speaking
Listen,
of,
because your staff left.
I know. My wife was like, all right, you got it under control.
His staff
And I
was
was like,
eyeballing him
yes.
to make sure
And
everything's
then she's
good.
like, peace. I got to go
Oh,
make
his
money.
staff made him leave.
it didn't work.
All right.
No, my staff left. She was like, I got to make money, so y'all go do this, be libertarians and make money.
Yeah, y'all can sit around and do that. We're going to make some. So are we good now? Okay, so we'll figure out how it works.
All right, guys,
So-
straight up. Heck, shit.
Straighten up that right.
All right, hold up. Whew. Okay, a little nervous there. Enjoying the rain. What rain? It's like
Yeah, so
yesterday.
there's a cloud over there.
It must have been, okay, so is it Jess Mears?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jess Mears had a thing, and I saw by accident, and she talked about when she was coming into town, it was flooding out.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it was
saw that.
running water
I
down the
was like,
streets.
she was showing like a flood, and like cars were like fording water, and I was like, okay. I
The
don't know if
venue-
our car doesn't have a snorkel kit, but like we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
The venue is right on the Miami River. So,
Okay.
is that where it was coming from?
I don't know. It looked like she was driving in a area of downtown. I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't tell,
Right in
yeah.
front of the.
But because remember, downtown is a little bit crazy for driving. But
Right.
yeah, I saw that, and so maybe that right there is, oh look, shared by your staff.
There
Oh,
you go.
look at that. That's
Covered.
awesome.
All right.
So we have a question that we didn't get to yet. Do you guys know what time Spike Cohen is debating today?
I do.
1 p.m.
You
What
have
about
that?
us? What are the questions about us? Not Spike Cohen. Jeez.
So
No,
I
it's like-
had 1, 2, and he put 3:30, but I guess we found out 3:30 is actually supposed to be 4.
4:30.
well, he's going to be on for a couple different
I
times.
can't remember. Is it
Yeah,
4?
he's got 1 and 2. He says
Okay.
another panel at 3:30, but I thought we realized, should I
yeah.
find out? I said, dude, you know you're gonna be at 3:30.
Let's see
I
here.
thought maybe they were using certain people time with him, like, dude, it's 3:30. No, it's really at 4. They're just trying to give them their own
Oh,
time.
like South Carolina people time?
South
Yes.
Carolina people. Yes, that's what I meant by that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's
okay.
see.
Bronze medal winning vice presidential candidate.
That stuff.
Time.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
see. What I don't even know.
Somebody grabbed my hand and dragged me where we're supposed to be time.
Yeah, he
Okay.
needs his handlers.
So we've got okay. So here's what we've got for,
Okay.
for Spike Cohen at 1 p.m. Okay, Eastern Daylight Time. We have libertarianism, Perfect Solution or Unrealistic Fantasy. That's Destiny. I don't know who that is. Versus Spike Cohen, moderated by Robbie Suave. Or Suave. I don't know how you say it. Suave. I don't know. He's from Reason. He's from
Robbie Rico Suave.
I've heard.
And then
People don't get
you
that
can see
reference.
Liberty Sun and
Suave.
some Liberty dogs running back and forth there.
That dog's name is Liberty, by the way.
And then at 2 p.m., 1400 hours for you guys, a neoliberalism versus libertarianism part 2, the rematch between Warren and Spike. That's moderated by Jacob Rich. I don't know.
Is that a breakout session?
Yeah, these are breakout sessions.
As the rematch?
So
I guess they did it before. I don't know.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go check that out because I would like to know exactly what neoliberalism is. I don't even know.
Nobody knows.
People like to use terms all over the place. Like, I'm a neoliberal, fascist, communist, libertarian that loves socialism. I'm like, I don't even know what all this is.
So
like, there's people
that means they're everybody.
Like, people just be putting words together.
Well, neo, my wife informed me or asked, doesn't that mean new? So it's like new liberal. What is new liberal? Like,
I don't know. And then when I hear people talk,
The new
they're
liberal
like,
will make you a progressive.
even classical liberal, right? Like, I've heard people argue over what it means.
But
like,
I
okay, so
can-
we don't even have a firm definition of all these terms that we all agree upon. So why use them?
I can somewhat understand classical liberal, meaning the idea of go do what you want to go do, almost what libertarian is like.
Right.
Well,
go do what you want to go do. I don't care.
I always say that's what our founders were, like what they believed was classical liberalism.
I just think
Encouraged by.
I'm like, look,
Okay, so
I'm libertarian. Ask me after that.
doesn't the classical liberal caucus have a thing set up here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I should go over and talk to them.
Go over there and ask them, grill them a bunch of questions. Like,
Okay, so
how is it you didn't fight for the Mises caucus to be here with you, and you're talking about coalitioning with everybody? Or maybe don't ask that question.
listen, why does
Did you ask
why
that
does
I didn't, but I might.
hold on? Why can't we not just go over and find out? Okay, what are you about? What do you? Why does it always have to be an attack, DL?
Well, I already did that, so now I need to
you've
ask
already-
the tough questions.
Oh, you've already done that. Hey, how are you? We know who
I did.
you are.
and
Now
I'm not-
here's the problem.
I mean, I
But I think you're right that we should be willing to stand up for the ones, even if it's not us, because at some point we go, hey, we all benefit if we can.
Oh, we got a Wikipedia definition. Oh, snap.
Oh no.
The term used to
Leave it to the
signify.
doc-
Is that a troll?
That's Dr. Troll said.
So Eric Parker is now in the doghouse. The dogs are going to get a reprieve.
Now, hold
They're
on.
getting to bed.
I want
He's
to make
getting
this
the
very
house.
clear.
Doghouse.
Your staff corrects you immediately.
Yes.
My staff
I'm
actively
getting
gets
about to
involved and says, "Hey, here you
About to
go."
get owned right now.
Right now,
Live.
and now she's looking up. Now she's looking up the term ex-husband. All right, so here's what
That
happens.
comment says, per Wikipedia, neoliberalism with a dash, neoliberalism is a term used to signify, going too fast, is a term used to signify the political reappearance of 19th century ideas associated with free market capitalism.
Okay,
So what's the difference in neoliberalism and classical liberalism?
And so here's the fun part.
Neos are holding true to what the prefix should mean.
So do you guys know
It's
what
not new,
the
it's
19th
old.
Right.
Bring it back to old thing.
So do you know what the 19th century ideas associated with free market capitalism were?
So that would be in the 1800s.
Right.
And no, I don't.
Okay.
Hold on.
We're still where we were.
Hold on. Hold on. We do know though there were not a lot of these agencies involved back then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we could say that a good part of that,
And
especially because
also-
the capitalism government wasn't
Right.
involved.
So you wouldn't have like a DPBR that would be like, hey, you know what?
Yep.
You got a license in some other state, but you're in our state
That'd be
helping out our
something
people. So let's go ahead and arrest you.
Yep.
And also pre-Federal Reserve, pre-endless wars, like that sort of thing. In order to go to war in the 1800s, you had to fund it. You had to raise a tax. And usually that tax was temporary.
Temporary.
In order, I think, to pay off the debts of the Civil War, there was a 10-year tax on, you know what I mean? But it went away. But it was after Federal Reserve and before World War I and World War II, where it's
Right.
like, print money.
Yeah,
I don't
now-
know where to fund these wars.
Go figure it out later. Okay.
So maybe that's what's going on.
So am I allowed to talk about the conflict of interest?
Yeah, let's talk about it. So we
Because
gotta
here's
finish
what
up
We're
with the.
responding to our followers.
No,
So,
Dr. Troll.
We got one more event for Spike that we got to mention, right? So that one's at 2 p.m. The neoliberalism versus libertarianism, and then oops, went the wrong way. And so then the final event, this one I'm actually looking forward to. It is 4:30. Anarchy versus Minarchy.
Yes.
I'm gonna butcher this name. Christian Britschigi, and then versus Spike Cohen. So you know what? Just because I can pronounce his name, I totally want him to win anyway. And that again is going to be moderated by Robbie's so avy.
So listen, you know what side of that one I sit on. So
You're an anarchist?
No, I am not. I'm in the middle.
I thought we
You're not.
established this a while back that you actually are. Didn't Spike mention?
He tried it. He
think
tried. But okay, so here's what happened. In the conversation, that's where we were talking about. I was like, I can't get on board with this because, and here's the reasoning that I had was, okay, so if you're over there and I'm over here, and our group is peaceful, okay, your group is not.
Right.
But, so add that thing that says your group because you don't care about warring and killing and stuff like that. You can come into our group, easily take us over because now you draw us out of our natural things as nonviolent. So my argument was there has to be some form, if you will, government to kind of watch over. So say, listen,
There needs to be a government that says, you Philistines, stop it.
right? Just say, you guys
You gotta speak in
understand that you are Philistine side. That's you over there. Okay, and at this point we're here, we're the Israelites over here. Just okay, God told us to do this. Is what we're going to do.
I
Okay,
feel
so
like
inside
they're a
of
little bit
that,
more ornery than that, but okay.
no, they're just truly just
I
always
mean,
sitting
they
mind their own
have to
business.
get their
We're not talking about
commandments,
Joshua stuff like that. We're just talking about
like,
just
hey, stop making calves and all this craziness.
yeah, that was okay. So, but they weren't holding the government; they were making other gods. Wait a minute, those could be the same thing because a lot of people have the government. They're
Boy,
other
this
gods.
turned
So
into a
here's
Bible
what,
study
right,
real
right,
quick.
right. So here's what happened: is I believe there has to be a level of dude, you can't do that.
Right.
Like you guys can be over here. You guys can do whatever you want. That's fine. You all agreed on that.
Right.
This group over here doesn't do that. There has to be a level of leave them alone.
So how do you get the people saying the dude you can't do that? Is it through democratically elected?
Well, there's the issue because then it comes back to did the Constitution fail?
Exactly.
Is it unable to maintain? But I'm like, okay, if we stuck to it, I
Right.
think it would be fine.
If we went back
If we
to what the founders
Yes.
intended,
But it's grown so far out of control that we don't even know how to get back to that. Which is why I often say we got to take small steps.
Right.
Like even in libertarianism, we want this big
So you don't
end
think
game. Let's get to here.
You don't think rip the Band-Aid off first?
No. What you got to do is say, hey, I'm getting ready to pull that Band-Aid off. I'm going to clean up a little bit. And we pull a little bit.
So let me ask you this then. It sounds like when you're looking at world events, you got like the World Economic Forum, and you got that German dude.
Klaus Schwab,
Yeah, Schwab guy.
eat the bugs.
And he's, and like I just watched a video this morning, and he's talking about like it seems like the incrementalism is actually going in the opposite direction,
Okay.
toward more tyranny, toward more authoritarian control. So I guess the question is, since it's going in that direction, and we're getting further and further from liberty, do we need to have that jarring event where we just rip it off, and then once it's ripped off, we have to deal with it? And if nothing else, we at least bring ourselves back some.
That's the issue though, is if you rip that off, you're gonna have mass confusion. You know what I'm saying? There has to be a level of, okay, we adapt. It's the same reason why they didn't go so far extreme all at one time, because if they did, it would have been a revolt. They would have been like, oh no, we can't do this. There's absolutely no way we can do this.
Right.
You do the incrementally, if you will. You do the portions of it and you get back. So, but I think we have to see liberty as the same way. We have to take the victories where we can get victories. Like, I'll give you an example, and we can discuss it in the pride has nothing to do with this.
Right.
It's the idea that says, okay, so if there are some people who are getting out of paying taxes for whatever reason, look, I'm kind of torn. I'm like, you know what? We should be happy about that because, hey, you know what? That's one step closer to us getting away from paying taxes.
Instead of no, not you, it's more me too.
Exactly. And that's where I've been trying to push things through different things on Facebook, stuff along those lines. I'm like, wait a minute. You keep wanting to tax the rich, okay? Okay, but you know what? Wouldn't it be better if we untaxed everybody?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I keep putting that in things they never want to hear. They always want to try to argue every now and then. I'm like, no.
So we need to start hashtag tax-free, hashtag me too.
Untaxed, yes.
Whoa.
What?
All of us included. I get it. So the issue to be able to cut those taxes is you have to cut spending first. It's not in a vacuum. I kind of posted about that and people agreed. And, we talked about the best form of taxation. Well, no form of taxation is good enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
But in order to get to better, you got to get 51% of everybody to vote to cut taxes, meaning city council or state legislature or Congress.
But that's
good luck getting
the incremental level.
Good luck getting bureaucrats to vote that way.
Right.
Because they depend on that money.
He just made the
Stay
argument though
informed.
for steps. You don't go national, you start in cities.
Right.
You
start at your local.
over there. They got delivery.
The staff got good stuff. We're over here.
Wait a minute, if Steph is getting stuff.
Oh, we were getting somewhere.
Oh,
you got distracted by food.
I don't care about the coffee, but there's a bag of something there. And a bag of something is food.
Maybe.
All right, so
All right,
Tub
all
was
right,
distracted.
so
Tub was distracted
incrementally.
by
Sorry,
food
yeah,
snacks.
incremental. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Is that what you were getting at?
Uh,
Food
well,
snacks.
We
But
were there.
you
Yeah.
started your local HOA. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
I
go win the HOA
I didn't
election.
start no HOA. Don't
What,
get
no, I'm
crazy.
saying if you have
Start
one,
at, not start A, start
Okay.
at.
yeah, I'm saying start somewhere small. You start with activism. You start getting involved. Like, and it doesn't just have to be with the Libertarian Party. Go if
That's
you're
probably
right.
the best vehicle, though.
yeah.
But you
Well, I
know
mean,
what?
like for
I-
us, it is. I wasn't politically involved when I was a Republican. You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't go to the Liberty. What was the caucus? The Liberty
Oh,
caucus. of the
Florida
Republican Party?
Liberty Caucus. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
Florida
for the
Liberty Caucus.
Republican Party, like, and I'm not saying like maybe I should have. I'm happy where I'm at because we're freer here in the Libertarian Party. I think because you can have people that disagree. You're not forced to toe a party line, and you'll
It's
see
just-
that.
Oh,
It was just
we
not
wouldn't know
love-
what it means to force
Force the
someone-
party line. I was
Exactly.
trying to say,
We don't know where our line is.
for all of us, the answer is just not government.
No, we all know where the line is. We just all have
We-
different.
we-
Like
we-
every
we're
last one
just-
of us.
Habitual line steppers. We're always crossing that line, blur lines.
Okay, so,
I guess Eric's leaving. Oh no.
All right. and, this one's actually going to do it.
Sorry.
All right. So it worked this
All right,
time.
so now here's the, I don't know if you're supposed to be answering. Are you supposed to be answering questions?
Yeah.
We are answering. So that's the last event where I think we're going to go to all of Spike's stuff.
It's,
We love
it's not
Spike.
raining here at the condo.
Yep. No
Is
rain.
it supposed to be raining?
Hector said, "How do you like the Miami rain?" or something like that.
Oh, how was the food and drinks after? We missed that one.
I didn't really have much food.
We
after.
didn't eat. I didn't eat dinner last night.
I had some
I did.
chicken wings and mac and cheese at
That
the.
mac and cheese is really good.
Yeah, I had the
truffle
hamburger.
mac and cheese, pretty good.
Okay.
I had the hamburguesa.
Hamburguesa.
I'm in Miami. What's
Well,
that?
wait, is that?
All right, so
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Hola.
can I talk about the commission? There's something
Yeah,
I actually want
that
to get at.
food
Yeah, food. That's what the question
and
was.
drinks after.
Uh,
All right, now you can.
No, go through.
Are there
All right,
any-
hold on.
No,
I'm gonna
no,
run
what's not
through.
going on? I don't
Are
care.
we going to get some pictures today with the Duval Peaks representing? Yeah, and hopefully more LPF folks, Libertarian Party of Florida,
Yes.
in
Yes.
front of the table,
Right.
candidates, people
Yeah.
we know.
Yeah.
Spike,
So-
not just the cutout. Going to the next
No, the
question.
real one. Yeah.
The real one. I mean, like, unless honestly, the cutout might be more fun.
taller.
Taller, more hair,
Even more accessible.
makeup.
Yes, indeed.
I'm just kidding.
All right. So
Are there other events we're going to plan in Rodeo? Other talks?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I'll
I
have
guess
a
you know what we should
couple.
probably do, DL. What you should probably do, you should probably check in more and be like, hey, doing this. And
Going to
someone-
hear these
How are you
people's
gonna? How are you gonna get me like? I'm losing my words here. How are you going to sign me up to do more work?
Something.
You're not even my
something,
staff.
just something.
It's just- you
You're
gotta
gonna
start-
have dip, dude. So I'm just trying to give
You got to
direction.
start somewhere.
Yeah, right here.
Okay, so here's the thing. So they have the booths. What do we call it? Boost tables.
Yep.
Those.
Libertarian Beer Co. That was my favorite one.
Man,
I didn't check them out.
I mean,
They had free
I
samples.
didn't get one.
What?
now they're probably out.
No, he said
that's
there.
actually funny.
They get, well, he said they had 2 sixtels. That's 1/6 of a beer barrel. For those of you not,
I don't even know what
I
that
was gonna say, whoa, all right, well, bring it.
they had 2 yesterday, and he said they're gonna have 2 today. So
Okay, so here's the thing. So I didn't get a chance to walk around those yet.
Okay.
We got there a little bit early yesterday, remember, and I helped the LPF put their stand up because
Right.
it was not going well. I don't know if I made it a lot better, but we got
I
it.
got a picture of that. I'll post it.
Thank
so
you.
I have
Okay.
a picture of
There's
Tub
one picture.
working.
doing
Okay.
something.
Can you believe that?
Hey,
This
can I
man
get
works.
a copy of that picture then, please, just for future reference? Like, I get stuff. So here's what happens. So we didn't get a chance because, okay, so they asked, hey, what are you doing? And I don't think we've done much for the convention side of it yesterday.
Mm.
I was moseying around, checking things out,
Just kind
talking
of,
with some people, kind of getting a lay of the land, you know, what it looked like.
I went to one table, like the Leadership Academy or something, and they just started handing me a bunch of brochures. And then I didn't want to go to any more tables because my hands were full at that point.
and that's the thing, I don't want
Yeah.
a bunch of
I
stuff.
chatted with Dan Berman, who's he's got that wine Blood of Tyrants.
Okay,
That's a cool name. And then right next to him, I believe, is the Classical Liberal Caucus. So I went and chit chatted with them.
Okay.
And it was a pleasant. I wasn't over there being antagonistic or anything.
Sure.
And then let's see, who else did I talk to? I think I just talked to people in general after that. I didn't really stop at
Okay, so here's the thing. As I was this morning, because my Facebook page tends to go pretty quiet on the weekends.
Right.
It just is a whole, I think it's because the people that I interact with, stuff like
Right.
that, they kind of all go into life, I think.
Right, yeah.
So I don't post
They
a
touch
whole,
grass and stuff.
Exactly. So I don't post a whole lot on the weekends. People probably notice that. I usually, my Saturdays and Sundays on Facebook are pretty quiet.
Right.
And I'll post, sometimes I started posting a meme like on Sunday night. It's just back into the flow of things.
Right.
Which is probably what's killing my algorithm. But here's what happened. So I was looking through the thing this morning real quick, and they're talking about things that are going on down here at the convention. And then I realized that the pro-life libertarian caucus is set up here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I follow them. You know, so many people like I follow definitely not groups and caucuses and stuff, but I actually follow them. And I saw
Sorry,
they're
We're
down.
having technical difficulties.
It's the whole thing they put up on the screen. They would kind of this graphic would go up. We're having technical difficulties.
Right, I
We
need
can
to-
throw that up there. So whoops, that worked. So I want to make sure that in the walking, I want to intentionally stop by them because that's when I actually get behind and I like
Right.
them.
So you're not going to be stopping by the atheist one?
I saw them there.
You thought about it,
Here's
though,
what I'm
and
telling
like,
you. You know why I say no?
nice.
Because that issue will not be solved standing in that lobby of that hotel. It's not going to be solved.
You sure?
A positive.
Okay.
And listen, and I got some pretty impressive stuff on my side. I know some things.
Okay.
But with
Some
that,
stuff.
Maybe I'll
here's
go
the
and
thing is,
talk to
like,
her.
I would much rather say, hey, listen, why don't we sit down? Here's what we have to do. You have to figure out what is your argument at this point. And here's why I say this. They're how do they refer to them? They're atheists for liberty.
Right.
So as we move
Is that even
forward,
possible?
well, no. But as we move forward with the liberty movement, here's what you have to do.
I hope they're not
You have
watching.
to find, oh, you're for liberty, I'm for liberty. Let's focus on these
Right.
things.
Yeah.
Because what we tend to do now, here's what we do as libertarians. We'll forget the atheists or the Christians, and oh no, that's who they are. We hate you because of this. No, why don't you focus on it? Nothing else, the liberty movement.
Right.
No, they both say for liberty. We both have, as far as government and government involvement, we both have the same beliefs.
I didn't
Let's
see the
focus on
Believers
those.
for Liberty table, did you?
Isn't that it?
The Christian.
Pro-life Christian
Well,
caucus, isn't
the-
that kind
The
of?
pro-life caucus isn't necessarily a Christian caucus.
Yeah, no, we are.
Well, I mean, the people that are, because there is a Christian caucus.
I
But
don't
the
know.
pro-life, you could be, there are people that are
Or
pro-life
Christians, yeah.
that aren't
That are
Christians.
pro-life.
You know what I mean? So,
Yep. So inside, so I do want to hit that one.
Right.
Like I said, I think that as far as, and I think that, you know what, maybe I will stop by the Atheists for Liberty, and I will not get onto the fact, doggone hell, and this is going to play out well for you, but I will mention, hey, let's focus on what we have in common. Let me see where your arguments are
Are you
for
going to
liberty.
pass those wager then?
Am I?
I don't know. You're going to go up and be like, all right, so if you're wrong versus if I'm wrong,
Oh,
here are the outcomes.
And listen, because there's truth in this. Okay, so in that argument, I always tell people, like, listen, so here's the beauty of that. If I'm wrong and you're right, who did I hurt?
Right.
Nobody. I just didn't lie about my business, but if I'm right, you're wrong, you're in a lot of trouble.
Right.
So what I want to do is, I'm glad we have this because it will remind me, I will actually go talk to them and I'll say, listen, we said some very big differences.
I
What
basically
do we
changed
have
your
in
mind
common?
right
No.
on the spot here.
Only
Because
this
Yeah.
initially you
conversation.
said,
I said, no, I will not go there.
you said no.
But I'm
but
not saying,
you
well, hold
said-
on. You brought it up because you want me to go have the faith talk with them.
But
I'm not having the
I
faith talk
still,
with them.
I feel like I've influenced you today, and my job here is done,
Is-
right? Like
you-
I've
that
done my
influenced
duty.
me none.
Yeah, so what
Oh,
do you
yeah,
do there?
yeah, okay, I guess
How are
that's-
you
I forgot
influencing
where.
him? Hey, you're gonna listen to your guy?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go by that table.
That was Steele's idea. So
Okay.
he just
All
influenced
right,
you.
all right,
That was you.
Oh, sorry, I'm trying to-
Influencing me to go to the beer guy.
Okay. So inside
like,
this, so there are two moves I'm going to definitely go to. The
Here.
pro-life Christian caucus,
Okay.
obviously, because I'm just down with them. And I didn't realize they were there. And then I will talk briefly to the Atheists for Liberty and show them this is how we build bridges for liberty.
Right.
We can put these things aside, and as long as they're willing to say, "Hey,
Right.
we can work with somebody," as long as they're pro-liberty.
And what's
As long
cool
as
is you'll
they're
get
not
there.
turning their atheism into a religion.
Yeah,
Right?
like don't come after me because I do
What's-
have faith. and
what's
I will
really
work with you
cool
because you
is-
don't.
What we've kind of experienced is that some people kind of jet once they find out some information, right? Like they're like, oh, you're this. Let me get out of this conversation. You're at their table, so they can't. What are they gonna do? Like,
You're gonna walk off, and then you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna walk off, and then I'm gonna man their table.
Yeah.
I'm like, see all this? Not true. We don't believe this.
This
we,
was
we changed our
satire.
mind. We changed our mind. This guy came
Jokes,
up.
man.
He made it into
Jokes.
what we're done. And I'm start ripping stuff down.
oh,
It's horrible.
All right, careful.
So okay, I don't know what other tables I'm going to go to. I'll probably try to check out some. I'm not very good at necessarily just walking up to people and start talking to them. Like, that's just not my thing. Once the ice is broken, I don't shut up. Like there's that.
Indeed.
But
55 minutes.
I
Well,
No, no, start at 10:30, right?
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
sorry,
we're
we start. Okay,
15. We're at 40 minutes.
Okay,
All right,
so
40 minutes in, he hasn't shut.
are we going to do something like this again later on today?
We can do that. I don't know if there's anybody in the comments that wants us to have another.
Because
live
then we can have the
stream.
conversation of here's what we did. We went and talked
Okay,
to
well,
each other.
seeing nothing, I guess we don't have to.
Well,
Very good. All right, so we're free to go about our day. No, what I'm saying is if we do check back in and say, hey, listen,
Right.
here's what we talked to, here's what we went
Right.
to some of these panel things
Yeah.
and we kind of like,
I won't be able to do a live stream at the
Why not?
facility. I mean, I guess
have a phone?
if Christy, well, not through this, I can't.
he could do it
I would
on
actually-
Facebook
so
Live or
I
something.
can do a Facebook Live, but I won't be able to do it this where it goes to both, where it goes to YouTube.
So can we have
Facebook,
comments
and
on there about whether we're comfortable with just Facebook Live as opposed to?
Are y'all
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
with it?
Twitter. Okay, so seeing
No,
those
no,
comments.
it's like people watch. I have to learn that just because you have X amount of people watching you do stuff right now, that it does get watched throughout the day.
Right. And then the other thing is,
12 seconds. Okay. Oh, the delay is 12 seconds.
oh, okay.
We're 12
1
seconds.
1,000. 2.
So we'll sit here quietly for the next 12 seconds and give you a chance to answer.
I don't know that Spike's gonna make that drive.
Okay.
Do we know? I'm not gonna.
I'm not
Out.
seeing anything. Just kidding.
I'm not gonna out Spike's location because I don't know where he's staying.
He's in Miami.
He's in Miami.
I did it.
Spoiler alert.
I did it.
I think is he staying there?
It's right there.
Yeah. So we're about.
Here's the thing is, I don't control anybody's calendar. We don't control
Yeah.
anybody's
I don't
calendar. I
control
don't control my own. Exactly. So it's hard to say, hey, just get them to do this. And like, it can be done, but at
Right.
the same time,
We
like,
could. They could be like, "Hey, Spike, do you want to go Facebook Live for a
there's
few
a difference.
minutes?"
There's a
and
difference.
then
There's a
hold
difference
selfie
of
mode.
somebody like Spike Ho who says I could be here and reach 500 people,
Right.
or I could take my time away and reach 6.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I think we always have to kind of factor that into mind. Like we've had to learn.
Yeah, we
There's
have.
different events.
So-
you don't go. You might not go to the event with 3 people.
So
You go to one
basically,
with
what we're
20,
being
25.
asked is, will you do a live stream later with notes and thoughts
Spike
on
notes.
what Spike has?
That's on you.
Oh.
That's on
So-
you.
Got
so
the
we could
Spike
do
notes.
that. We could do that. Okay. He's like, hey.
And the other.
He's like, hey, eat this. Eat this.
There you go.
There you
Now that you know where that would work far better if they gave the dog treats over there.
Yeah.
Instead Zach's walking up to them. Here you go.
He's all like, hey, dog.
Hey,
go.
dog. Hey, you over here. How about this? You want this? This is good. All right,
Yeah. Key takeaways.
The founder of Whole Foods was there, and he spoke, and it was pretty good. If you didn't watch him speak, he kind of talked about conscious capitalism and his story about how he came from
Right.
being a progressive democratic socialist to libertarian,
Yeah.
and then how
Oh,
he
he
did-
openly.
Yeah.
Be a libertarian.
yes, and then didn't he? Staff,
Staff.
CEO, founder,
His staff.
founder of Whole Foods. Did he say he was libertarian?
Oh, Dr. Troll. Dr. Troll.
Whoa.
You gotta snap your fingers.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he
Listen,
did.
We're
So,
getting
but-
away with the staff comment. I don't think snapping the fingers is going to continue that
Yeah,
positive
first
direction.
off, exactly.
Woman. I don't think
So,
that's
but yeah,
gonna work.
go back and watch him speak. That was my favorite guy,
Sure.
other than Justin Amos that was on the stage yesterday. So that was really cool because
Get these women off the stage.
I think I've heard him on a podcast before talking about conscious capitalism and how
Right.
it is doable. But he sold his shares to, I'm pretty sure, Amazon. Whenever Amazon bought him out, he got out. So he's like no longer like involved. I'm sure he's still a shareholder, but he's not
Right.
like
Actually, yeah.
the
no, it's like-
CEO. He's
I
not
saw.
making
I looked up
decisions.
something last night. It says he's in a way involved, but he
Well,
can't work them. He was
Right.
like, no, no, no.
yeah,
So-
he got that money.
How about we do this tonight? After all,
Go with what it says right there, and we promote it. We say,
Yeah,
we say
we're
hey,
gonna
you're
promote
going
it.
to.
So I'm promoting it right now.
Right now.
So
no, that
tonight.
we all
share it.
actively promote it. We should
Okay,
go-
so you promote it after I do in just a second.
Can you
Okay,
make
so-
a thing?
No, come on,
that
throughout
people
the
can-
day.
I
Hey,
know,
check
I-
this, check-
Can you
I
make
know
it?
this.
Can you make a thing people can share?
Yes.
And then we'll share.
Well,
Right after
I'm
this.
trying to make jokes here, you know?
Oh,
I'm trying to liven this up because we're so boring right now.
Right now we are. Yes, you're exactly right. Right this minute we are.
So yes, what we'll do is we'll schedule something for tonight. We'll figure out a time that we can definitely be here, and we'll do a live stream tonight. We'll even have some drinks that we can be happening.
Liven up. Why? He'll have one. That's it.
Right.
Yes, right. I figured we're gonna have. Actually, last night I had 1.5.
Oh,
But here's what happened.
I'm a bad influence.
Now, I will tell you that we were at one place. I drank, well, you drank the
Well,
very
yeah,
last
so
part. You drank
it
the
doesn't
very last
count as a
part
whole
there.
one if he gives me the last sip of everything.
And I didn't drink all of the one
But
at the other place either.
We'll,
So,
we'll have some drinks and we'll cut up and carry on. We'll talk about the different events who we talked to, the takeaways from whatever conversations or not conversations, but
for the booths and stuff like that.
stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
And we'll follow up and we'll do that. So
Okay.
I'll get that set up. I'll set it up here. Once we get off, we'll figure out a time that we're going to be able to be back, and then we'll designate that time, and then I'll set up a stream, and that'll go out to all the platform areas.
When
and
will,
people
you
can share.
when will you designate said time? So that we can start
Once we get off, we'll take a look at the schedule. We'll figure out where we want to be.
Can you go a cool graphic too or something that goes along with it?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I
Did
didn't.
you get a picture of us with our red eyes?
With the, yeah.
Can you do
Can
that?
give us a LibertyCon graphic, please?
Yeah, I think I can figure that out.
All right, fair enough.
He'll spend an hour working.
I
on
know,
that.
he's like, gosh, I can't do any of those things there. Make
Also,
graphics.
it's
Right.
Just write a generic graphic. So, we can share
So
it.
my takeaways later are gonna be all about how I was doing
Made a graphic?
all day long.
I read 3 righteous graphics all day. I don't know what anything else happened, but this is what I did.
Right.
All right, so we're good with that then. So
Yep.
later on, we will indeed get back on.
Yep.
And say, hey.
Yep.
And then
We'll do
we'll see. But are we going to do that here or just?
No, we'll do it here because
we got it. set up.
I didn't really see a good spot for us to do it because there's a lot of hustle and bustle and
What's
conversation.
wrong with that?
Well, I only have one single mic.
Okay, so I have a tripod in my truck. All
right,
So we can,
I only have
just
one
sit on the
microphone.
steps by the river and set the thing up.
I mean, I guess we can try it.
Or that nook
So-
we were
so-
sitting in
so here's-
next to the
you
bar.
know, we could probably have this conversation after you close this up.
Yes. So let's have. You know what? You guys don't need to be.
12 seconds late. You
They're
didn't
like,
see it. You
boy,
didn't see it.
I
Don't
just
worry about
sat
it.
here and heard nothing.
Right. Like these guys are arguing over, can we do this? No, we can't. He's a boob.
Libertarians.
So anyway, so thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're gonna be out. It's about time. We're only want to do this for about 45 minutes. We will be back later tonight. So keep an eye out. Liberty Dad on Twitter, Liberty Dad Pod on Twitter, Liberty Dad on Facebook, and then you can also go to youtube.libertydad.com, and that will get you the feed for YouTube. So it'll be posted on all of those here in a little bit.
Cool beans.
All right, I'm fumbling with my words there because I'm so wore out from
If this is worn you out already, you're going to have a rough day.
I'm just I'm a little guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you. But yeah, it's better at the Airbnb for the video later. Nothing wrong with quick live with Spike Cohen for 5 minutes. I don't know if we'll be able to get a hold of Spike Cohen now that events are actually be happening. He may or may not be out and about. I don't know, but we'll do what we can, right? Like we won't run from it, but we'll do it.
And I'll try and post more pictures throughout the day. No
Yeah,
problem.
we'll get some pictures.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
I'll
do
do
our
that.
dots. We're gonna
I'll
get
do
you that stuff for Jax on the.
That's gonna be hilarious. When
That's gonna be
Upper
awesome.
deck.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
because I don't know that. I put some tickets on the table, on the upper table, but I'm going to start bringing one in.
Oh, yeah, that's
and I'm
gonna be
gonna
good.
get that on there. Yeah.
So I'm gonna put an LPF sticker right in Paleo Libertarian. Just kidding. Just kidding. That's an internal joke. If you're not familiar with it, don't worry about it. But
You already
yeah,
signed
we're
us
back.
up. Just sign us. You already did. You already did all that. Okay,
All right.
bye.
So have a great week.
Okay,
Catch you
bye.
next time. Oh, that's my normal saying. All right. See you guys.